Aiutateci!
The children who were tricked here are turning into donkeys. Yesterday, this place was still a paradise for kids, but today, it has become a donkey trading market. And this is not the end. An even more tragic fate awaits them. The story begins with Pinocchio skipping school. He not only played truant from class, but also teamed up with his classmates to commit theft. This completely violated his promise to the Blue Fairy. The Blue Fairy was thoroughly disappointed in him, and shut the door on him completely. Realizing his mistake, Pinocchio kept begging for forgiveness, until dawn. He had fallen asleep. At that moment, the snail housekeeper woke him up, and quietly told him the Blue Fairy had forgiven him, but this was the last time. If he made a mistake again, she would ignore him forever. Pinocchio kept these words in his heart, and completely turned over a new leaf from then on. Several months passed in the blink of an eye. The Blue Fairy stepped forward with a smile, and told him wonderful news. Starting tomorrow, he would no longer be a puppet. He would become a real little boy, just like everyone else. After hearing this, Pinocchio excitedly threw himself into the Blue Fairy's arms. But just then, an unexpected turn of events happened. He couldn't wait to run outside, to share the good news with his friend. Unexpectedly, his friend had an even more surprising message to share.
Vado in un paese bello, bellissimo, il più bello del mondo. Si chiama il paese dei balocchi. Fai quello che vuoi, non ci sono regole, non ci sono maestri, ci si diverte e basta. Guarda che se vuoi puoi venire come tu. Ma io ci tengo a diventare bambino. E allora non venire. Io vado. Ciao.
At this moment, Pinocchio was torn. After struggling for a long time, he finally resisted the temptation. That night, Pinocchio came to see his friend off for the last time. Before long, the carriage bound for Toyland slowly arrived. A dozen donkeys pulled a simple cart. The cart was packed to the brim, full of children who, like them, yearned for freedom. Seeing that Pinocchio hadn't gotten on the cart, the driver stopped and kept urging him to get on, singing the praises of Toyland. The children on the cart also started egging him on, calling him to join them one after another. Pinocchio stood there, firm in his resolve. Cut to the next scene. He was already on the donkey cart. After a night of bumpy travel, they finally arrived here. The children rushed in eagerly. It was an enormous amusement park. Everyone was having the time of their lives. Pinocchio had long since forgotten the Blue Fairy's previous warning. Early the next morning, the scene from the beginning unfolded. All the children had turned into donkeys. They would be sold to various places. Pinocchio was sold to a circus, day after day. He had to perform the fire hoop jump many times a day. Pinocchio knew. At this moment, the Blue Fairy was watching him disappointedly from the stands, but he couldn't speak, no longer able to beg the Blue Fairy for forgiveness like before. Finally, he slipped up and fell heavily to the ground. Unfortunately, he was injured, meaning he was no longer useful, so he had only one fate, to be slaughtered.
E adesso chiamiamo l'uomo più forte del mondo a portare